Hey guys, it's Brit. Today we're here with the finale to the Dougherty Dozen Sandwichgate 2022. And yes, I know we're in 2023 now, but things were unfolding in December 2022. But I have my final thoughts. Alicia went ahead and uploaded a video today sharing all of her give back, and I had quite a few thoughts. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys. So first things first, I am going to go ahead and address my concern from the get-go. Let's just start from the top. When you're giving back to a homeless shelter, there are a couple different directions that things can go. The first route that you can take is to buy all of the items, load them in your van, drop them off at your shelter. The second route that you can go is if you are approved through the shelter and they are okay with you preparing food that is going to be eaten by people in the community in your residence, if that is okay with them and they're cool with it, then the thing that most people would do is go ahead and put some kind of disposable tablecloth or some kind of saran wrap, plastic wrap, something down on their oversized dining room table after it's been properly sanitized. Second, let's talk about using some gloves. Third, yes, I know some people say, oh, you don't need a hairnet. I don't want a hairy sandwich. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want a hairy sandwich. I don't want Alicia's hair in my sandwich. I don't want her dog's hair in my sandwich. That's just me. If you want a hairy sandwich, that's okay. But most of us don't want to eat hair as we're trying to literally eat something, especially if you're, giving these out to people. Like, that is just so, it's gross to me. I don't understand why not wanting a hairy sandwich and wanting a clean preparation environment is setting some of you Dougherty Dozen fans off. But nevertheless, here we are. If you are going to go the second route and the shelter is okay with that, let's, make sure that the working environment is clean. And let's also not make sure that the bread is sitting around for 5 or 6 days while you kind of get your ducks in a row, while you wait for a PR package from Dietz and Watson to come in so that you don't have to fork out that money by yourself. And third of all, let's not put mayo on the sandwiches. I don't understand why this is also a hot button topic, because I have literally referenced at least 5 different homeless shelters in 5 different states, and all of them say the same thing. Basic guidelines: no condiments on the sandwiches that you're going to drop off. You should also write the date that the sandwich was prepared on the Ziploc bag. I didn't see that on all 5, but I did see it on at least 3. Because then the shelter knows, hey, this sandwich was made on December 24th. Let's use the sandwiches that were made on the 23rd first when we go to hand these out. Something else that I've understood on my kind of journey of comparing what other states do differently than what my state does when it comes to doing this is I have seen a shift with shelters not wanting people to prepare food at home. Even if they fill out the application, even if they're approved, it's preferred that stuff isn't made at home because, as a reminder, we are still dealing with COVID. So, the best route to have approached this, in my opinion, is buy it, load it, drop it. Allow the people at the shelter to do what they do so that you're not preparing stuff in your house where there's dog hair and Alicia hair and no gloves and all of this kind of stuff. I don't understand why not wanting some kind of haphazard prepared food is upsetting to people, but it definitely is. Now, I received a comment from one of you stans and said, no matter what Alicia does, you want to be happy. And that's not true. I made it very clear what I thought the ideal situation would be. And the only thing that I'm thinking of is how greedy and self-centered this is, how it was used as a way to receive free product from a brand when she could have done it herself. And third of all, how food safety and food poisoning are real concerns, and they should be concerns for everybody. And this was an example of how not to give back to your community. I love giving back, but let's not give people food poisoning and give them a hairy sandwich. That's all that I was saying. Now, in this video that she titled 1 Million Subscriber Celebration, Dougherty Dozen Gives Back, she is receiving a lot of heat on this video. Currently, it has 2.6 thousand dislikes to 3.6 thousand likes. And the comments are a lot of praise, but also a lot of people just stating the obvious. The issues with the sandwiches. Something else that she did in this video was she shared the names of the teens that they were giving these care packages to. She holds up a piece of paper showing the child's name, gender, age, and size. And some of these names are quite unique. And since everybody knows exactly where Alicia lives, it wouldn't take a whole lot of work or research to figure out who these kids are. Protect the identity of the unhoused. That is rule number one. When you go in to do volunteer work at any shelter, they automatically make it very clear that you need to protect the identity of the residents that are here. Whether they're residents or people just there to get a meal, there is no vlogging, there's no taking photos. These are people that are dealing with very difficult situations, and they should not be put out on Front Street on your Monetize vlog. And that's the other thing I wanted to mention. When it comes to giving back, that's wonderful. But I did find it very interesting that this video was again monetized. So the amount that she has given back to her community, she'll definitely make back in this video. And on top of it, all of the donations that she did are tax write-offs. This is a business, business operation. This is not just some lady who wants to give back and is being nice. This is a business transaction. This is something that came to fruition after she was called out for months. And I've addressed this already, so I'm not going to harp on it forever in this video. But I've said before that giving back, I love it. But when influencers make it content, that's where it's a problem. You can announce that you gave back. It doesn't have to be an entire monetized vlog where you're sharing the names of these kids and you're, making sure that you're able to run ads on this. I liked how she had her kids involved in putting some of these bags together. I felt like it was good to have them involved in a certain way. The one thing I did notice is one of her children kept asking if he could have stuff. Give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that. And yes, that is just part of being a kid. I understand that part. But instead of Alicia using that as a teachable moment to say, these bags are going to other kids who don't have toys and they don't have a swimming pool in their backyard and they don't have a garage full of snacks and stuff. So we're giving back to other kids who need our help right now. There are so many different times where I look at her and I say that could have been a teachable moment. But she's so wrapped up in the chaos that she has created, she can't take it as a teachable moment because her head is in the clouds. I want to make something really clear. When it comes to Alicia Dougherty, there seems to be this idea that nothing that Alicia does is good enough. And that's just not true. And I can only speak for myself here. There are some things that she does, and it's great because other people get the benefit from her doing the thing. But with this situation, there were so many fumbles on her part, and it was her trying to receive product for free so that she didn't buy it. It was her buying all of this bread and then keeping it in her house for a few days instead of using it. It was her using an unsafe food safety protocol when she was making these sandwiches. Then we go to current day, and it's her sharing the names of these kids that are unhoused. During the entire time, even if I agree and I adore that these kids receive some of this benefit, when you consider the white savior complex that is sprinkled throughout all of her content, not just this, and you also pair that with her spending, 60 grand on Christmas presents, and you want me to worship the ground you walk on because you're doing a monthly donation of $1,000 or $1,500 or $5,000, even if it's $5,000, like, yes, that's still something, but number one, it's a write-off. And number two, as of the summer, she was making $330,000 a month. So in my opinion, Alicia Dougherty is never someone who I am going to praise. I will compliment her for the things that she does publicly that I agree with, but she also does a ton that I completely disagree with. And number one is her oversharing about her own kids. And when you don't take your own kids' privacy seriously, why would I even expect you to not share the names of these unhoused children? I think that what she did in this video was good. It was something that these kids could benefit from. I'm not going to say, oh, well, it wasn't enough or whatever. I appreciate the fact that she did it. But during this entire time, it's been nothing but guilting her, making her feel bad, subscribers calling her out for flexing on them, and people giving her criticism for months. And then we finally get to Christmas and she does this. I'm raising concerns about things like food safety and, not showing the names of unhoused children and not making it a monetized video. I mean, bare minimum, could you at least have not put ads on this video? Everything else is going to be a tax write-off for her because, again, this is a business transaction for her. So, bravo, Alicia, for doing something nice. But at the same time, when your entire presence has been riddled with nothing but oversharing, exploitation, flex culture, and buying, sugar-filled donuts for your children, once a day, I'm not going to be the one to sit here and kiss your ass. Your subscribers might, but I'm not going to be the one. But I did want to kind of close this entire situation out. It is truly funny what sets off Dougherty Dozen fans to me. At this point, I have to laugh at it because it's so just bizarre, the things that upset y'all. I'm sitting here like, hey, I don't want a hairy sandwich. And Dougherty Dozen fans are like, you're an evil whore. I mean, guys, food safety? I don't know. Just saying. But either way, that's going to be my thoughts on this entire mess. Let me know how you guys feel. I was going to react to this video, but honestly, she shows so much of her kids, and then with her sharing the info of the unhoused kids as well, I just don't feel like spreading this video any further. It's really not worth it for this time. But I'd like to know how you guys feel. Have y'all ever done volunteer work at a homeless shelter? What do you what is your experience in your home state about preparing food for the unhoused? What's your understanding of kind of like what the checklist is? And do you agree or disagree that buying the products and dropping them at the shelter is the kind of safest and most streamlined process in order to actually make sure that the food is properly stored, properly prepared, and given out to those who need it as soon as possible, instead of utilizing everything for content? But either way, for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.